Hello.
Hello. Hello. Is there anybody out there? Um, I know there is usually an advertisement at the beginning of this if you're joining us from YouTube, the Paranormal Channel, the Paranormal Sarah areas. It could be any of those avenues for Astrology and Alchemy with Paranormal Sarah and Matthew Slosier. There might be an ad. You may not even really be hearing this. I'm not sure how it works. I know the Odyssey Radio does less commercials, but maybe more commercials. I also know that you can download us on any of your favorite places to get a podcast for free. Some places will have ads, some places won't, depending on if you pay.
And I did find out that some places that you add comments to show up on our screen and some don't show up until afterwards. So if you put a post, I had this happen on Sunday, saying, "Hi, Matt," and you don't hear from me, it means I didn't see it.
See, we don't know for sure, but we'll do our best. Here on Astrology and Alchemy, it really is our goal to connect with you. So if you're hearing us, if you'd like a personal reading, we've been able to connect with a few of you. Send us a message. Check us out. We'll share the links in our chat. We'll share them by the end of tonight's show, the top of the hour.
I'll put a little plug in. My favorite is to do the solar return, which takes it from your birthday and gives you a whole year worth of predictions, which we've been pretty good with those. So if anyone's interested in that, it's a great birthday present.
It is a good birthday present. And for those fellow Virgos, this month is my birthday. So if you want to support us, you want to support me, people that are like, let me send you something. And I'm like, listen, I can't give my address out because I'm a mom. But I do appreciate that. I guess I could get a P.O. box, but I live in such a small, teeny tiny town that in the winter I'd be like trekking to the post office that would likely be closed. That's funny. I need a snowmobile. Anyway, we're doing readings because there's all sorts of things that we are excited about.
We nailed. Well, I shouldn't say we nailed.
We did. We nailed
I felt
it.
Good. I thought it was going to be like a terror attack or a shooting or something on Saturday that caused a decision on Sunday. Politically, that would be on paper look promising, but end up really sucking. And it happened. It just happened to be that the debate went from Saturday into Sunday. So as much as I personally would love everyone, including corporations, to pay the exact same tax rate, so we all pull the same weight together. So, that part of it I would like. Based on my readings, I think this is gonna suck. So I think this is gonna make the economy worse.
We were accurate, and you can be brazen and say we nailed it, because in many ways we did. Not only talking about the T word, not titties, but Taiwan. We talked about that. We talked about Pelosi. I kind of whisper it because I don't know what I can say. But we shared a lot of political things. We shared some of those also on our social media. The stock market, cryptocurrency, bitcoins, and the breakup. And the death. Oh my goodness.
Yes, that was sad.
Oh, summer loving happens so fast. I feel sad sometimes when some of those are accurate in that way. But at the same time, I remind people it really is not only an heir to the power of manifestation. In some ways, yes, maybe. Guilt-wise, no. It's more of that validation of recognizing your intuition and your connectedness to the universe. That's what our goal is with astrology.
I'm actually writing my predictions down this time. I never do, and then I'm always trying to remember what I said the night before or the week before, and so...
Yes. And as we tell you guys who join us every Tuesday, get a piece of paper out. Write it down. If you don't feel comfortable sharing it in the chat or speaking it into existence, when you're hearing this astrological movement of the constellations and the stars, if you're like, dang, that makes me think of like a can of tuna. Like, it doesn't matter what the thought is. It's relative to you.
I'll add again my other prediction, which I'm wondering if I was just a little off on this. I said there would be a health issue with Trump in July or August that would knock him out of being the front runner. There's a possibility that I had that off and it's not a health issue. It could just be all this stuff that's going on knocks them out. But my prediction was by September 1st, it would no longer be Trump the front runner; it would be DeSantis.
We're
So it looks
close.
like that might be happening too.
Depending on left to the right. Why are we even doing this? Does this even matter? Does this? It's kind of like a. I wonder if there's going to be like a celebrity death match where they barter a laptop for a safe. We don't know. It really is a shit show over here in America, our political nightmare of a theatrics that is happening before us and trying to make any sense of it. Monkeypox, we talked about that as well.
Mhm.
Man. Hey, Jason. Hey, Ruth, Field Guy, Steph, Some. We've got all kinds of people joining us from all parts of the world. Thank you guys so much. Continue to let us know what you're doing.
We have in those yearly predictions like really bad shit that starts happening in November and December. So like the fact that it's been we've been pretty good up to this point makes me nervous. So for folks that have never seen that show, the prediction was we go to war in November and there's an economic collapse in December. So I kind of hope I'm wrong, but
and if you've read Korn's book Generations, you know. And if you have panoramic vision, so it does matter. But sometimes we like a preparedness. We like to know, like, well, do I have until November to get my bug out bag? You do. You have a little bit longer. Hang in there. Ride that stock market as long as you can. Sell the house. Get the new one. Do the things. Quick. Do it quick. Because the stars are moving into fall. It's harvest time. The word of the week, of the month, really, but really of the now. Sacrifice. I want you guys to hear that. I want to plant that seed for you, and I want you to share in the chat or with us in maybe a reading what that means to you. But let's get started, shall we?
Yeah, and hello to everybody. We got a lot of people on tonight and a lot of people in chat, so this is awesome. So go ahead.
Yeah, and be sure to share with us your intuitions as we move into the astrology. I've got it in my Excel spreadsheet that I send out to all my Gypsy Tribe members so that they get a daily reminder. But here we are. Only one thing is going to happen tomorrow. That's good. And I'm kind of looking at it and I'm like, all right, not a big deal. It's the moon. And the moon is waxing. It's waxing towards that full moon space. And it moves into Aquarius.
So the moon stuff, it changes every 2 days. So this happens. So this is kind of fleeting energy, but this is just kind of like a little bit of the emotional influence you have. So Aquarius is kind of the rule breaker, the rebel, the kind of thinking outside the box. So there's a little bit of emotional energy to do things differently. So just keep that in mind. There'll be a little bit of a push there, but I don't make huge predictions when it's just a moon thing because I feel that's like more subtle.
Well, I work in forensics Monday through Friday, and this is something that when I'm watching as a gardener, as a woman, someone with a menstrual cycle, dealing with other people that are rippled from social services, the moon matters so much. And those 2 days, that can be the countdown to get me through. And this is from that Lionsgate portal that we had yesterday. I think kind of feeding off of that spice of emotions, breaking the rules, stretching the boundaries. Boundaries. What are your boundaries? What are your limits? And Aquarius, we've often seen that theme, guys. Anywhere there's Aquarius, there's a new policy. And this is a Wednesday, so it's kind of a weird day for something to hit.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be a policy. Why do I feel like I need to hold my hands like this?
Well, I was just going to say, just knowing what's going on right now, the emotional urge to rebel and kind of think outside the box and do a little different, like I expect with just what's going on news-wise and stuff, tomorrow will be a very volatile day. If you get like triggered and upset by like social media stuff, it might be a day to do like a social media timeout because I just feel like it's going to be a lot of volatility tomorrow because people emotionally will like want to rebel and act in ways that they normally don't. It's kind of push against the grain, push against the system.
Right. That's my dog, by the way, because I'm a real person with real life issues. Good Lord. This must be a thing. We've had bears recently, so we might want to check on that in a second. But guys, that's all that's happening on Wednesday. I want you to write down what your predictions are for that space, because whatever that is, it's like the wobble of the domino for Thursday. 1, 2, 3, 4 things happen on Thursday. It kicks off pretty strong. So what is your prediction?
No. Did you go on mute?
No, that's me screaming at my dog with mute.
Okay.
And wondering, what are your
Wednesday.
predictions?
So I don't think a huge thing. I don't think there's going to be I don't have a huge prediction on Wednesday because it's just this. I just think it's going to be more minor. I think the moon things are more micro, not macro. So I do think there's going to be a lot of volatility tomorrow, just in general. Like, watch the news. There'll be lots of people venting, lots of drama, there's going to be all kinds of fallout from that FBI raid and all. It's just going to be a drama day. But I don't think there's going to be anything hugely profound that actually happens. Just people are going to be bitching a lot.
You said volatile 3 times. So in someone who works neurolinguistics, if you say something that many times, it's like that third time's a charm. And you kind of, there at the end, it drafted just off the word venting. I kind of wonder, how that's going to be. Because Aquarius is an air sign.
I don't want to get too far off things, but I feel like we're in the most dangerous spot for like social unrest since like Jan 6. Like I think that's why I'm curious what other aspects are going to come this week. Because I think we're dangerously close to like shit blowing up.
The danger zone. Dare we say it? The Navy. Look at the Navy. Dare we say it? Dare we say it? Well, let's get into this. For what Thursday is. Thursday, 4 things are going to happen. Let's just start with the beginning. Start with the big boy. That's right. Go get your dollar store candles, witches. Get your cloaks and
Pluto. No
Pluto.
All the things. I don't want Pluto.
It's not Pluto.
I was just going to say, based on everything, I'm going to say this ahead of time. I don't want any Pluto things this week.
Well, don't speak too soon. Okay. Thursday morning, the first thing that happens, we wake up and there's a big, beautiful, fat supermoon, a full moon. In fact, werewolves, periods, craziness galore, full moon in Aquarius. What does that mean?
Well, this is the Leo cycle, so this is all about self and kind of all about you and your ego. And so I always think like the full moon's like the pinnacle of this cycle. So it's the opposite sign. So Aquarius is all about change. So I view this is energies syncing with what do you need to change to help make you a better you. So this is all personal change. What do you need? So I would tell people to meditate on that. The energy is good for that. And you may get great insight as to things you need to change in your world to benefit yourself.
I love that. And because it's Aquarius, it's air. So if you're someone who's slinging tarot cards, if you're very familiar with the Tree of Life, you're using Sephiroth, you're using occult, esoteric, magic, hermetic, alchemy, it doesn't matter. If you're joining us for those reasons, if you have an interest in the occult, tarot cards, especially Aquarius, this is swords. This is air energy. This is conflict. This is pushback. What did you draw? You're grinning, Matthew. What is it?
The conflict card, 4 of Wands. I didn't get a sword, but I got the conflict card right when you said conflict, so we're synced.
Well, I feel like that full moon, people have had their conflicts. People have had their conflicts. They have had their struggles with ego. What's going to win? The career, the love life, pleasure or pain, Cain or Abel, the vegetable or the meat. It's a very exciting push and pull of air, a battle, a debate. The full moon percolates. It gets to a space that we're going to hear things. If you listen, you're going to hear howling. If you pay attention, and that I love that suggestion of meditation, You're going to have seeds of sacrifice. Sow in the seeds.
I'm just going to add, if you got this on podcast and aren't watching the video, you missed one of the most entertaining, the animation and energy on Sarah there when she was getting all excited over all that was quite good.
Well,
Not
I just
embarrassing.
feel
It was
it.
good. It was good. It was.
I just feel it.
Genuine energy.
I usually don't like Leo energy, but I feel it when you say that cycle. Here we go. Because 4 things happen. And that full moon, I get excited about it. You know, the ticks are minimal right now. The weather's really nice. We're going to have some cool photos. It's happening. It's going down like Funky Town. And 3 more things are going to happen on a Thursday. Second thing that's going to happen, speak of the devil, Venus enters Leo. Venus for vagina. That's that feminine art, finances, those witches out there dealing money spells. In Leo, though, Matt, tell us what that means.
So Venus is leaving Cancer, my favorite sign, by the way, and getting into Leo. So this is romantic energy now that's going to be focused on the self. So people are going to want attention in relationships. So I would look for, again, this is more of a micro than macro. But if you are in a romantic relationship, give your partner attention because your partner is going to be looking for attention. So also be aware for maybe signs and things that are going on that are attention seeking. So don't be oblivious because Leo, again, can be very generous, but if Leo doesn't get the attention that Leo wants, Leo can get very kind of nasty. And so just realize that there's going to be energy. And I always look at the shift, it's going to stay in Venus for a while, but I always look at the shift as like where you see the profound change. And so, yeah, I'd look Thursday for these kind of attention seeking activities romantically.
Romance, you say? Love will be more affectionate, where you have been having that, like, where are they? Like crickets. It's been crickets out there. Why? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? There's been this reflection, this deep emotional Leo, this, you know what? I don't need anybody anyway. I'll just do this then. I'll just do that. And what's going to happen is for those people who have been patient, who didn't ride the crazy wave, who were able to reflect and use self, Venus says, guess what? I'm now going to pet that Leo, that lion, those urges to make major decisions. For those people riding the razor's edge, be very prepared for that should I stay or should I go now? It's going to kind of really take effect, I think, on Thursday. People are going to get more significant insight into that. The shift is going to give way, listens to the languages here. You said signs. Sign, everywhere a sign. You know what I mean? Don't do this, do that. Don't read the sign. Signs, attention. And then in the chat room, I thought it was really crazy. Many people use the word seek. Seek. Seek and you shall find. That's kind of an interesting theme, I think, for Venus and Leo. You know what I mean? What's the prediction for that space? Because there's 2 more things that are going to happen on Thursday.
I'm going to say, like, if your partner, like, does something different, wears something different, makes some kind of change in the environment, you definitely want to notice and call it out. This isn't one of those, like, just ignore, because, yeah, all these things are for it. So I think, again, this is a micro.
Someone's going to cut their hair.
Not a macro. So I don't have any big, like, world predictions. I just think look in your own romantic relationships for attention. And if you actually want to enhance your romantic relationships, give attention to your partner tomorrow. Or Thursday. The energy will be very favorable to that.
Okay. 2 more things happen. And this does make, it continues to make major movement. Again, remember after that Wednesday, kind of subtle, just a moon movement. Now it's a full moon. Then we have Venus shifting. Then we have this, the sun in Leo. It's another Leo. Squaring off with Uranus and Taurus. That's, again, another money movement for those people watching money. You see Venus, you see Taurus move. You see fire. What's happening?
So this is, again, kind of square is conflict. So you have kind of this ego, the sun is your kind of self, core outward self in Leo, which is ruled by the sun. So this is just all ego, 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 running into conflict with Uranus, which is the rebel, in Taurus, which doesn't like change, stable and indulgent. So I see this as Thursday will be big pushback against some kind of change or movement. This is going to be just kind of resisting any kind of movement. So this is where now I will finally say on the global stage, there's going to be some big pushback, whether that is, and this, I apologize for folks internationally watching this, kind of US centric on this, whether this is the bill that got passed on Sunday or whether this is related to the raid on Monday. Thursday is when you're going to see the big pushback. People aren't going to want things to move forward. Taurus likes to keep things exactly the way it is. So there'll be this ego move to want to do something, and there's going to be this alternate pushback of we ain't doing shit. We're just keep everything the way it is. And we'll see that conflict will come to a head on Thursday. There'll be some dramatic conflict between parties on Thursday with that.
And that word conflict, equal and opposite, pushback. Man, do I hear Newtonian physics? Just this push, this ripple, this oof. Very much like sacrifice, depending on your religion, your spiritual belief. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The ricochet, the consequence, what that howling in the morning does for your full moon urges to know self and to act on it. Oof, that resistance. We're going to see that ripple resistance, that undercurrent, that it's going to be a reluctance. It's going to be some stress, equal and opposite. Now, there's a cherry on the top of this day, and this is all Thursday. 4 movements total. And the 4th movement, hello. No, says Sarah, because I work in social services again. So yuck, yuck, yuck. Mars and Taurus. So that's Mars, that fiery, that's the Mel Gibson on a hill with some kind of flag, man. And it's a Taurus flag? What's that mean? Sextile Neptune and Pisces. Neptune and Pisces is that's dream a little dream for me. That's people overdosing in the dumpster fire.
Yep.
Damn.
So sextile is synergy. Neptune is dreams and deception. Pisces is kind of that very introspection. So I just kind of view this as whenever I see an aspect with Neptune and Pisces right now, I just feel it's misguided. Whatever it's going to be is misguided. So in this case, Mars is action. Taurus, as we said again, stable, indulgent, doesn't want to move. So this is now going to be action to make sure things don't change. But since it has synergy with Neptune and Pisces, these actions are going to be misguided. So whatever is going to drive, this has great synergy with the last aspect where I said there was going to be this conflict. There's going to be a whole lot of action to make sure things don't change on Thursday, but realize that the reasons why that's being done are wrong because of the Neptune and Pisces. And so this will be misguided. So in the grand scheme of things, like I said, Sunday, what got passed on Sunday might look good, but it's going to end up being bad. In this case, there's going to be a big push not to change, but we should. I don't know what the issue is going to be, but we should change because not changing is based on bad data and it's going to be bad.
Yeah, guys, we can't stay in the shell. You can't stay in the shell. But I like it, but I know it, but it's comfortable, but I've been here for a long time. Cool. All those things are great.
I was using that analogy with somebody earlier today saying that, we want to turn back the clock and not advance and progress. Eventually you would end up repeating exactly what the Native Americans here did. If you stay backwards and don't advance, somebody else will advance technologically and just come in and take all your stuff.
Yeah.
You got to keep moving whether you like it or not.
Grow with it. Grow with it like the redwoods. Like use it as temperance. And it's going to be, as we see the material space for Taurus, it's going to be money things. It's going to be finances and investment. Could be good, could be bad. What does that mean? Could be good, could be bad, could be
I will say whatever does not get done on Thursday, it should have been done. So just look and plan accordingly based on that.
Hey, It's going down like Funky Town. And we begin to know even more. What? Like a psychic in the mist. We know more because we can see ahead. How? Like Nostradamus. You do it with math and you look at the stars and you see where they're going to be. And on Friday, August 12th, man, it's not 13th. It's off by a day. That's okay. The moon is now waning. Ooh, that means that we've done some bloodletting, maybe some vomiting, and we are feeling drained. The menstrual cycle, we're waning. And the moon enters into on Friday morning. It's the only thing happening on Friday. The moon enters Pisces.
So Pisces is, it's sacrificial, but it's also kind of moody and introspective. So this is like emotional introspection. There's a little more giving and willing to kind of sacrifice and give for others. But I view Moon and Pisces as very quiet. It can be a little moody, but not like Cancer moody. So yeah, I feel Friday after Thursday being very chaotic, I think Friday is going to be a quiet day. People need to get back and recover after whatever ends up happening on Thursday. So Friday's going to be a quiet day.
Quiet. And this is quite interesting. If you are someone who is interested in theology, if you are a witch of the occult, if you're interested in how math and science kind of bridge the patterns of sociology through anthropology and just cultural waves of our past. Really interesting times right now, as discussed in Genesis and Leviticus. And these particular themes, Noah's Ark, Cain and Abel, sacrificing. What does it mean? What does it mean? What's the difference between a raven and a dove? What does it mean? What does it mean? What does the olive branch symbolize? What does peace taste like, sound like, feel like? How do we know when it's coming? How do we know when it's going? How do we know what the hell it is? Well, we better know if we're putting millions of dollars towards it. Or is that peace? Oh, that's not what that is. The moon enters Pisces. The feelings that you have after the sacrifice has happened. Reprieve. What will the reprieve be? Katie, Steph, people in the chat room are mentioning all kinds of really cool thoughts, things about money laundering, some other countries out there engaging in some of that, how that may or may not look for certain things that are happening with like microchips and like cryptocurrency, and like the Ukraine might be just like bit mining amazingness, or like who knows? We don't know. What? It could be all sorts of things, but there's going to be a great silence about it on Friday. What's that going to be? Well, take a step back. What happens on Saturday, August 13th? This is interesting. This is also the only thing that's going to happen on Saturday. Matthew, tell us what it means. Moon will be in Pisces. It's waning in Pisces. But then it's opposite Mercury and Virgo.
Okay, so we have tension between communication that is very detailed. So there's going to be tension between this like emotional introspection and making sure you have all the details right, very specific in your communication. So watch what people say on Saturday, because the words, particularly when we're in Virgo, the words and word choices and what is said is going to be critically important, because they won't waste a word. Everything is said for a very reason. But it's interesting that it's going to have this tension with this emotional introspection. So I feel like this means people are going to be put in a position where they're going to have to say things on Saturday that they really don't want to say, and they have to be very careful about what they say. So I'll predict this is going to be a big news day on Saturday, is that somebody somewhere is going to be backed into a corner where they're going to have to start explaining themselves. and they're going to have to be really careful about what they say. So I'm biased, but I have a feeling that maybe if I go on a limb, so the prediction is going to be it's going to be something to that effect. But if I had to guess on specifics, I'm going to guess that the details of that warrant are going to come out Friday or early Saturday.
You are biased. Listen to you.
Well, no, I'm just kidding. This could go either way. Okay. Depending on what's in there, either the person who had his house searched is going to have to answer, hey, what's that all about? Or if there's not much in there, the person that served it, Garland, is going to have to say, hey, what the hell that's all about? But somebody's going to have to do some explaining.
Well, and there's also
that's going to happen on Saturday.
There's also policies being passed. So we think about Roe versus Wade and the importance of body autonomy and some of these decisions of federal and states, and the Civil War was about slavery. No, it wasn't. It was about cotton. No, it wasn't. It was about consumerism and the Industrial Revolution and taxes. It's like, whoa, these different visions in different little pockets, and how it comes down to the wording. As long as there is a day and a night, as long as there is a summer and a winter. The Lord said, as long as you have allowed the earth to endure, you will have day and night, and it will not cease to be. Like this differentiation of the details of what you say. You said reason. I think that is so important, because reason. Think about that. Oof. Reason and splicing. I tell you, the word splice. Fight Club, that the movie especially, how they did splicing. Being backed into a corner, things that are just going to pop up. Wait a minute. You know, there's going to be something. What's it going to be? What are you guys thinking in the chat? Write it down, scribble it out, dissociatively put it down. Don't be scared. Be brave. Be bold. It's going to be Earth. I imagine it's going to be feminine. I think it might have some female sauce to it a little bit. So much Moon, Pisces, Mercury, Virgo. That's why I'm like, dang, I kind of feel like the word keys and reason, and just how that female stereotype of like what is said, it's going to be a splice or a slip up, splice. Man, there's something that plays on that might be female. Let's see. I feel
like somebody's forced to talk that doesn't want to. That's I think the key part on Saturday. And so they have to be very careful about what they say. That Moon in Pisces is I really don't want to express myself on this, but that tension with the Mercury and Virgo means I have no choice, but I'm going to have to say something, so I have to be really careful about what I say.
Yeah. And man, Field Guy is kind of on my frequency a little bit in the chat room mentioning, so this is like DNA. Yeah, this is definitely for sure. I like that. Now, we also take a step back because we are scientists. Taking a step back, actually observing the stars. And we get a little bit more insight. 1, 2, 3 big fat honking things happen on Sunday. Sunday? On a lazy Sunday after a quiet Friday? This is weird.
2 weeks in a row?
I feel like it's not going to be American. I feel like it's not happening on American time. I feel like it's latent. Fingerprints, DNA. I feel like, let's talk about it. Sunday, 3 things happen. They're pretty big. The first thing, we wake up, and what is it? This. Ooh. The sun is in Leo, and it is opposite Saturn in Aquarius.
Okay. So more tension. So this is ego and wanting to do things, and it has tension with Saturn is all about rules, but Aquarius is breaking the rules. So this is tension between a change in rules and ego. So I would look for, and I'm curious what's going to come after this, but I'm just going to say generally, I will look for some kind of change on Sunday that is going to hurt someone ego-wise, but they're not going to have any choice but to do it. So I feel this is going to be tied to whatever happens on Saturday. You're forced to speak about something, and now you're going to be forced to do something about it, and it's something you really don't want to do, but you're going to have to. The other thing too is this could be a whole new news thing that breaks. That's the other thing that's what burned us this past week is, what broke over the weekend wasn't even out there when we did the show on Tuesday. So this could be something totally new, but I think it's going to be related to that. I'm forced to speak on something, and now Sunday I'm forced to do something and make a change, and I really don't want to do it.
And I do want to also add the sun. That's the center. That's fire. In Leo, that's fire. That's ego. That's power. That's rocket ships. That's fire. That's the sun. That's the stars. That's energy, right? That's radiation. That's solar power. Opposite Saturn. Saturn is centripetal. Centripetal. I always fuck that word up. Centrifugal. It's that gravitational. We are in movement. Why do we need energy if you've got that little device that like drops it and it floops back up in the circle and then it drops it, and it floops back up in the circle and it drops it. And it's like, once you're in this, you're in it. The long haul, right? You mentioned that tension of ego. You've got to break to grow. You've got to fit to change. You've got to know that expectations will move. Power. First you get the money, then you get the power. Then you get the power. Then you get the, whatever your force you're expecting. It's not going to happen in direct ways that you expect. This is a step back. This is wrench it. This is a wrench it moment. Are you going to be willing to take 2 steps forward, 2 steps back? Are you going to go? What are you going to do? Ooh, ah, ooh, ah. What are you going to do? What's going to happen? What is this? This is a Sunday. Now, one more thing is going to happen. No, 2 more.
2 more things.
2 more. Gosh dang it. And you spoke it into existence. I blame you. My casting finger points at you, Matt. Sunday afternoon, shortly after this little moment, I wrote down the word mask, ego, mask, but I accidentally wrote down mosque, but then I went to go change the word mosque, but I kept it. Just have to say that. It happens on Sunday afternoon. Mars and Taurus. Trine. Pluto in Capricorn. We're having a Pluto moment today. What happened today?
Pluto is always big. Just keep that in mind. And Pluto doesn't give a crap. So.
No, it doesn't. Call me a rock. Call me a planet.
So this is synergy between, I would say, action to make sure things don't change, having synergy with, so this is going to sound weird, actions to make sure things don't change, having synergy with big, profound change. So I would say, where I said earlier, the Mars and Taurus energy, whatever doesn't get done is a bad idea. It should have been done. Monday, I don't know whether it's going to be the same thing or something different, but there's going to be something big that doesn't get done. Now, there's no implication in this energy as to saying whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, but just there's going to be action to make sure something does not change, and it's going to, it's going to be big. So I find this interesting that the earlier energy is someone is forced to make a change or change some kind of rule. And now there's going to be this pushback to stop it. So I'm curious what the third movement's going to be, because I'm seeing there's going to be this tension between somebody doesn't want to make a change, but they're forced to do it. And there's going to be this big pushback. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Take me back. Pluto.
Which may stop them from doing it.
Man, and Pluto lately has had some 2009, 2012, 2014, 2019 ripples of twin flames, ripples of career purpose, ripples of ego. People going back to school, people getting divorces. Big life shit is Pluto.
I'm going to base it just on my reading and say it's going to be a Ukraine thing. Maybe they threatened to blow up the the nuclear thing, and they decides not to, or maybe it does blow up, and we have a big debate on Sunday as to whether to start bombing them. But just based on my card pull, I wasn't sure whether it was going to be political, Ukraine, or something else. And I got the Hanged Man, which is basically inaction for Russia. So
Time. Well, let's look at that fourth, that little domino that's popping there on Sunday night. It's the third thing that's going to go down on Sunday evening. And it's a feeling. It's an internal feeling, and it's a waning, but we've now gone from that feeling space to the moon enters Aries.
and Aries is screw it, just do it. We're just gonna, move, not necessarily think things through, just go, impulsive. So you're gonna have this emotional energy to just move, just act on top of these other pieces. And so I guess Sundays, whatever, even if we have the details wrong, I'm gonna say Sunday's gonna be a really big day. Sunday will be a big news day.
I think it will be too.
I think this will be bigger than last week. This is going to be like big, profound crap.
What, man? I keep seeing the Nightmare Before Christmas, where he's in the cemetery and he's kind of still on fire, and he's singing the "What Have I Done" song, which I think Danny Elfman sang. I think that's Danny Elfman's voice through that entire soundtrack. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, in the chat room. I'm sure there'll be those paranormal people that know that. But the "What have I done? It's like the opera, the Phantom of the Opera. It's very Joseph in the Technicolor Dream Coat. It's very dun 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 dun, like fire, feeling unrest of happened, regret, resentment.
So I feel like this goes, I really don't want to do something, but I'm going to have to, followed by a pushback of no, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, followed by this emotional thing of, oh, what the hell.
Oh, what the hell. Man, this is going to be kind of interesting how this pans. It's going to make Sunday exciting. It's going to make the whole weekend exciting. And let's just say, I will, if you don't, astrology really spices things up. It does. Every morning when I sit down, whether I'm doing a Bible study or a meditation, or I'm working out some neurolinguistic homework or something, I find connection and, well, what are the stars doing today? What were my ancestors doing with this energy? What does this mean for all the bugs and the trees and the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees and the stuff up above? What's it all doing? Right? Like, you feel connected. You don't necessarily have to be religious. However, your religion, whatever it is, challenge it. I dare you. You'll find astrology in it. You will. You will. Now, Monday and Tuesday. You guys don't forget to share your predictions. Tuesday, only one thing's happening, and Monday, only one thing's happening. So we're going to finish the show out here with just 2 more movements. Monday. What do you got for me? Oh, gosh, it's cocaine. And it's astrological cocaine. The moon's in Aries still, because like you said, it takes about 2 days for that movement to happen. The moon will still be in Aries. It's conjunct Jupiter in Aries. I always say, guys, that's a Chris Farley of the galaxy. He's coming in hot, probably naked. What does it mean?
Oh, wow.
Right?
That's a bad combo. At least this isn't on a weekend. But again, just thinking what happened on Sunday, Monday is like doubling down on that, because you have this emotional, impulsive, just do it. Having conjunct is combining the energy. So this is just combining with opportunity to just do it. So like, to use your analogy of cocaine, this is like, oh, I wonder what it'd be like to try. I wonder what it would be like to try cocaine. And then also the person next to you, you're thinking that, and the person next to you are like, hey, I just happened to get this bag of cocaine. What's it? Like, it's just like, you're going to have this impulse to do something, and the opportunity is just going to like fall right there. And so this is just great synergy to do very impulsive things. And on top of what happened on Sunday, I just feel like this is just going to double down. It's going to be more of an extension of the Sunday stuff. So maybe overreactions to things, maybe more impulsive reactions. Things are just going to escalate. It's also lots of fire, which makes me nervous with the earlier like Ukraine and nuke plant predictions that, do we start going on? Or it could even be a Taiwan thing. Do we start on some kind of path that just starts rolling out of control here? But that's kind of the vibe I'm getting Sunday into Monday.
I even put down fire magic burnt, and you're reading like Genesis, Leviticus, different ways of how to sacrifice things and why you should be doing it. Specifically Leviticus, guys, is going to break down. Like, is it animal? Is it meat? Is it vegetable? Is it alive? Is it dead? Is it this? You want to know, go to religions or cultures or how people have done it for eons and over and over and over. They've usually done it the same way. They faced the same direction. They did it under the same sun, and they smeared it in the same way and like shook and danced, and they did it. And right now is the timing for that. The moon in Aries, Jupiter in Aries, this kind of fire, this waning, this. It's like only two come on board. You or the two. No, fire. Everyone else burns. Floods, drowns, droughts, fireballs, whatever. Just you two. Just you two. Just those two right there. Just you two. Just you. Just those two. Like, do you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. Burn fire magic. That's going to be really interesting. But what happens on Tuesday? Comes full circle. Here we are. Look at this. It's a ripple from what happened the last time it happened, which was on Thursday. Whatever that was on Thursday, go back to your piece of paper, the Mercury in Virgo, and that Uranus and Taurus.
Yeah.
It rings again.
Wow.
What's that going to be?
So this is synergy. So again, this is that very detailed communication, having synergy with, say, Uranus and Taurus is usually rebelling by not doing. So we're not doing what, you're supposed to do. So I don't know if this is all still tied together, but, I see this as there's going to be pressure to make a statement, pressure to talk about something, and maybe pressure one way or the other to say, you need to act or you don't need to act. So maybe somebody's going to be put in a position that they're going to have to make a statement about what they are going to do about what happened on Sunday and Monday. And based on this energy, I feel the statement's going to be, yeah, we're not going to do anything. So just, whether we're talking Taiwan, U.S. government, Ukraine, something's going to happen, and there's going to be pressure to, you need to do something, and somebody's going to make a statement of, yeah, no.
Know your position, speak now, or forever hold your peace.
So somebody's going to back. I feel like somebody's going to back down on Tuesday. So if you're expecting whatever happens Sunday, Monday, if you're expecting somebody to make some kind of big, profound action in response to whatever happens, I predict on Tuesday they're going to back down.
Interesting. This is exciting. For those of you who have joined us tonight in the chat room, man, this really does give us some crazy insight. And to be honest, when you look at the week, take a step back. Look at the week. Look at the week ahead. It's just Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday today, we had some things happening. Pluto and Capricorn. We had some defining purpose for sure. Now, what about tomorrow? It's going to be that Aquarius space. Look down at the piece of paper. What do you think is the full message, the full prediction for this week ahead, Matt? What do you have to say for it?
I feel that by Sunday, over this weekend's going to be a big news weekend, and it's going to all blow up Sunday into Monday. And it's going to end up being a little anticlimactic Tuesday because one of the key players is going to back off. I'm kind of basing this off cards that I was thinking kind of Ukraine. So whether that's, Putin makes a whole bunch of noise and we call his bluff and he wimps out, or, he he does something crazy and we decide, okay, we can't deal with the crazy, so we're going to let him get away with it. But then with all that Aries, and I saw some people putting, like, I could say, as much as I don't think, because of their economy, I don't think China's going to go into Taiwan right now. If that would happen to happen, then even though we've talked about how much we're going to defend them based on this energy, then I don't think we will.
I don't think we are either.
But I don't think they're going in. Their economy, I do like a lot of international. It doesn't get a lot of play, but their economy is in like really bad shape. Like they're way in worse shape than we are.
I know, but if we let China completely hold everything to those microchips and they decide that they want to punish Russia and then just keep us out of that resource, now we're going to have quantum.
But they could not survive. They'd be in even worse shape than Russia if they got profound sanctions put on them. As much as that would hurt us, that would collapse them.
This takes us into a whole nother political show, but between Bill Gates and China, I mean, they got a lot of land. Eminent domain, man. It's like the second Columbus coming here, man. You know, man? You know what I'm saying, man? It's bad out there. I don't know what's going on. It could be robot mosquitoes, the conspiracy theories. It could be an Alex Jones thing. We didn't even go there.
That could be, I mean, that could be it, because the economic things, it could be the other way around, and China could get called out on this, and everyone's expecting China to do something, and they back down.
I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun.
Somebody's hands are tied. Whoever you're going to expect to act based on what happens on Sunday or Monday, they're going to totally bail because their hands are tied for some reason.
Get ready. Get ready. You don't need your bug out bag quite yet, but get ready. We're going to start seeing some things, you guys. What you write down on Aquarius, those big Aquarius movements and those Pluto movements, that's going to be the predictions that you see panning out for the rest of the year. We're going to see it happen. So, you guys, in this last minute, I'm going to put in the chat where you can find us. If you want a reading for the Lionsgate portal, if you want to better understand your birth chart, how to break this down and what your power days are, let us know. Where can they find us, Matt?
ParanormalSarah.com. You can message us on any of the formats that you're looking at, and we will see it. You can email me at mslozer@yahoo. Yeah, we have Sunday Night Dead, we have Autoimmune Astrology, we have Astrology and Alchemy.
And it's my fault the Aries thing didn't get posted yet because my personal life's been a shit show. And so I didn't get my Aries thing done yet. I have it done. We just haven't filmed it. But
okay, I'm going to say I am struggling to find Libra songs. Just saying.
Oh, okay.
That is the hardest sign to find, in my opinion, to find songs for. So I'm a little light on Sag. But I'm really struggling to find Libra songs.
And what we're talking about, guys, if you're wanting to better understand astrology, we are doing a series, Get to Know Astrology Signs Through Music, so that you can add a playlist, get things going, listen to the lyrics, the vibe, the pulse, the rhythm. And maybe if you're someone like me who sees music, it gives you those visual spaces and personalities. It'll help you better understand the planets. So astrology can be more personal to you. And we do hope that that's what you can use this for. It's meant to be a guide to make your life better, right? Astrology and alchemy. And yeah, what are they going to be seeing from you on Sunday Night Dead this week, Matt? Do you know yet?
I put out a poll, and it looks like the poll is leading towards Radium Girls. So we're going to do the Radium Girls story. If you don't know, oh my God.
I don't know what that is.
Maybe you need to join. So, radium is radioactive.
Yeah.
And they thought it was a wonderful health tonic. And then companies in the U.S. started paying women to paint dials of watches with the paint. Oh. Even though the chemists and the executives would all wear lead aprons and stuff, they would be wearing the paint. And they were encouraged to take the brush and put
it in their mouth.
And yeah, so then really bad things start happening to them.
Oh,
they started glowing.
Of chemical exposure. Really? Okay. Well, we're going to learn about the Radium Girls on Sunday, guys. I might have to join them on that. We'll see. It depends on things. But you guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. If you did in the chat room, or if you're a time traveler, download us on Odyssey Radio. Check us out. Share us with a friend. Get a reading. And at the very least, see us here next Tuesday, 9 p.m. Central, every Tuesday for Astrology and Alchemy with Sarah and Matt.
Have a great week, everyone. I am behind because I have to quick get to our music. All right. See you guys.